So the point of a sound check is to establish the volume at which you're going to speak. So when I ask you, are you going to speak this loud? And you say, I'll probably speak loud. Then speak. That's how loud you speak during the sound check.
You just really jumped right in.
That's really the only way to do it. I feel like paralysis by analysis, if we sit here and think over how we're going to start this stupid podcast, we're never going to get it started. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, the only podcast where we sound check at a volume significantly lower than we actually speak once we hit record. And it's very professional. Yeah, so it feels, just to reiterate, moving forward, when we sound check, I need for you to speak at the same volume that you plan on speaking throughout the course. Because if I recalibrate the input and then you just start squawking once we start recording, the sound check was for naught.
Hey,
nullified.
How about you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, my name is Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
And I'm Ashley Engle on the other half. And guys, again, to reiterate what was said at the beginning, I used the word probably. And that's what's causing all the issues here right
use
now.
The word probably and hit your P too hard as well. Because
I'm not doing that this week. I am not going to go through this whole episode self-conscious about my mouth sounds and my plosives.
You have been held down for far too long.
I really have.
Ever since the beginning of this podcasting journey.
Podcasting. Hey, guess what? It's real incensey in here.
Yeah, I needed to sage this place to get rid of your bad juju before
like
you showed up.
It's like a cloud of incense. What scent is this, Brandon?
It's called Nog Champa, and it smells like high school and college to me. And I was at Sprouts the other day buying some health food items because I'm very conscious of what I put into my instruments. And I was walking down apparently the incense aisle at Sprouts, and I saw that they had Nog Champa, and I thought to myself, let's just hop in a incense time machine back to Stillwater, Oklahoma, circa 2001.
It really is.
Not
it's
a
strong.
care in the world. But yeah, what I do when I come back here when I'm by myself is I light a little incense, and I like to just vibe. I like to vibe.
Have you got your Himalayan salt lamp?
I do. I got Ben one of those the other day. We ordered him one on Amazon because he likes sleeping back here and doing office sleepovers.
Sleepovers are such a special thing that you do with your boy.
They are super fun, and and I bought him one. We bought him one on Amazon, and ever since he got it home, he won't stop licking it because it tastes like salt.
It's salty.
Dad, it tastes like salt. I know, bro.
It's like a salt lick. Do you remember?
Yeah. And you're not a horse, Ben. Why are you licking a salt lamp? You weird, special little amazing guy who I love. Stop licking the salt lamp.
Do you remember?
Trash can baby.
When we were growing up, so our parents had a farm in Fletcher, Oklahoma.
Center of civilization.
Thriving metropolis.
Which my favorite fact about Fletcher, Oklahoma was that our grandfather, Walter Birdwell, was the milkman.
Yes.
He owned the filling station.
Yes.
And he was the mayor. Just the triple threat deluxe.
The most gentle man.
We call that a rural triple threat. When you can be the milkman, the gasman, and the mayorman all at once.
What an amazing man.
He was the best.
Do you know, when we talked about our Eureka Springs Ghost Tour, we talked about cherry tobacco. That's what I associate with Papa.
And my son will associate Nog Champa with me. Smells
like my hippie dad.
Smells like Woodstocks back there, Dad. Rocking and rolling at the Woodstocks, are you?
And every time he tastes a salt lick,
an angel gets its wings. I'm over here eating eggs, drinking topo, burning Nog Champa. My son's back there licking a salt lamp like some sort of deer in the wild.
That was the whole point of my story, talking about Papa and the farm, is that I remember jumping the fence, being brave enough to jump the fence where the cows were.
Very brave.
Because we were warned about those bulls. Only to lick the salt lick and jump back over the fence.
See, but that's the thing. Everybody, guys, listeners, I want you to appreciate the fact that little Miss Priss over here, little Miss Perfect Pastor Ashley, is hopping into the bullpen to lick a salt lick like some sort of weird Walmart-footed trash person.
It is not.
Do you remember?
I remember. Salt lick.
I remember feeding crab apples to the horse.
Yes, those apples were so sour.
So sour. Well, you're eating those too. Why are you eating the animal foods?
Not crab apples, but the apples from the orchard that weren't ripe yet, and they were very sour, very tart.
Well, chase that with a little salt from the salt lick.
It mellows.
Weirdo. Yeah.
It mellows the flavor.
When we talk about umami, guys, that's got a little flavor I like to call moo-mommy because it's cow's salt licks.
Wow.
And you're going over there licking it. The cows have licked it.
Cow slobber. That's umami.
What does that sound? It sounds odd.
I sound odd in my ears.
You sound odd in my ears all the time.
time.
Headphones or not.
It sounds a little tin canny.
You sound tin canny.
I know.
Listen, here's the thing. As a very professional podcast with a very astute, on top of his game, highly sought after producer looking at you, bud. Actually, get your face out from behind that pillow. Why are you hiding behind the pillow?
Do you know what the sound is?
What? It's your computer.
It's my computer.
Turn it off.
The fan's on.
I
can't because the agenda's on here.
The agenda's on my computer too, and my computer doesn't sound like someone just pull started a freaking John Deere mower.
Sorry, listeners.
Yeah,
There's been a whole saga with my computer, and Brandon's involved in this. Here's what happened.
Brandon is heavily embroiled in this computer controversy.
So I was over here recording
all the time now. You weren't at my house ever for years.
I've been in your house more in the last 6 weeks than I have been since you've lived here.
It's too much.
It's been great.
Okay.
So I left my charger here. Mm-hmm. And you guys know Apple is very specific and very stingy about their accessories.
Stingy, finicky. Hey, I have a friend named Aaron Bonnet. Hey, Aaron, dear friend, one of my favorite people. He works at Apple, and you know what, bud? This is on you, pal. This whole charger debacle and the fact that computer was just whirring, just a crazy loud.
It's like a jet engine.
It sounds like a leaf blower, your computer.
Anyway, not to turn this into a whole big story, Aaron, as we are wont to do.
Fix it.
Fix it, Aaron. I left my charger here, very specific to my computer, which is several years old. It's about time to get a new one. And so I purchased one on Amazon. It didn't work. I borrowed a friend's. I think I've fried my battery is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it sounded bad just now.
It really did. Okay, so what have you been doing this week, B? This past week?
Well, it's just Monday, so the week is
But the previous week, because even though you didn't want the listeners to know this, we recorded 2 episodes in 1 week because I was out of town.
We did. And listeners, guys, hey, listen, here's the thing. It's not that I didn't want you to know it, because I view us as just a very transparent family here at Cold Hands Warm. It's just an open book. And hey, I wasn't trying to keep that from you. I just wanted to maintain the illusion that we were recording these in real time. I wanted you to feel part of the process and not... You don't want to see how the sausage is made. You just want to enjoy the sausage, guys.
You don't want to see behind that curtain.
No, you don't. But yes.
So what were you doing this past week?
Yeah, so I went to Fort Worth to play some music with dear friend of mine, my favorite singer and also my lifelong nemesis, Cody Culberson.
Your bestie.
He's pretty great, but he also is the worst. I went and hung out there with them and their family, and Ted and Sophie came, Lindsay came. It was just a nice little weekend. Played at a little place called Panther Island Brewing. We did a song swap back and forth.
That's what that shirt is that you're wearing.
I am wearing a shirt that I purchased at Panther Island, and it's snug.
Looks good.
It's a little,
it's a good fit.
I am worried that if I start to get the night bloats, that I will look not as good. This one will be like, I've just like, speaking of how the sausage is made, just stuffed into a sausage casing.
Sausage casing.
Because here's the thing, guys.
Can.
We're back to being a Pillsbury biscuit tin when you just pull on it and you pull.
It's so scary.
I
don't like opening a can of biscuits.
It is the scariest thing.
Yeah.
I would rather sit and hold a bottle rocket in my hand till the last minute than open a freaking biscuit tin.
Okay, but wait, it's not as scary as a bottle of champagne.
I'm not afraid of a bottle of champagne.
I'm terrified of it.
Here's the thing.
It's terrifying.
I, as a man of
culture,
refinement,
yeah.
class.
I'm just picturing you in a tux a la
I'm
Gatsby.
just this side of a master sommelier, and I know just how to taste a grape. I say things like, "This has notes of tastiness.
Tennis balls.
Taste treason. I taste
Treason.
the hull of a ship. A freshly opened can of tennis balls, fresh cut garden hose, and the zest of a lime." And that is how, this is an old world wine. This is from Spain. This is from the Spanish region of Spain from 2016. And it's bold. Black cherry truffle. Black cherry truffle.
Have you guys seen...
Abandonment issues. I taste abandonment issues in this bottle.
Now we're into childhood trauma.
Yes, listen.
What does that taste like?
Insecurity.
Have you guys seen the documentary? And you're the one who told me about
Psalm.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It is so good. Run out immediately. I mean, finish the podcast.
Finish the podcast. Well, here's the beautiful thing about the podcast is it's mobile. You could put it in your ear holes, take it with you.
Yeah.
Take it with you. Why are they leaving, though, by the way? They can just stream it.
Yeah.
We used to do Redbox. We used to do Redbox a lot. And dear friend Dustin Downing, who's very, very tech savvy, one day he was like, "Hey, what are you up to?" And I was like, we're heading over to the Redbox to get a movie. Mm-hmm. And his response, he was incredulous. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "They're like $1." And he was like, "It's like $3 to stream it and not leave your couch." What? Like it was a very okay boomer, like peepaw, gonna go to the Redbox and.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, it was really, really embarrassing.
Time is money, Brandon. Time is money.
That's true. So if I did the math, it probably would have been more fiscally responsible just to stream it. Right. Yeah. So anyways.
You said you don't like to leave your house for anything.
I really don't. If I could just function here always.
You'll be like one of those people in the movie WALL-E in the chair.
like I'm over here bearing my soul about the night bloats, and you're going to call me one of the WALL-E people? You're going to call me one of the hover scooter WALL-E people.
Who eats his meals out of a cup.
Yeah, who eats my meals out of a cup, and the biggest change I make any day is when they press a button and my outfit changes from red to blue. I hate that you just compared me to one of the WALL-E people.
No, I didn't compare you to that now, but I think that's what you aspire to be.
I am good.
Am I wrong?
I mean, to a degree, yes, okay. I want that, but I don't want. I want my cake and eat it too with that scenario.
I want to drink my cake and drink it too.
And drink it too. I want to not ever get out of my hover round.
Okay.
I want my meals brought to me on a silver platter. I want entertainment pumped into my eyes, and I want to remain very strong and physically fit. Is that too much to ask?
I'll be lifting 100 pounds right over my head as I hover around my house.
Dude, if catching a glimpse of myself just poured into this Panther Island shirt wasn't enough to make me want to go on like a cottage cheese diet for the next 6 weeks, you telling me that I'm one of the WALL-E people. I told you.
Not what I said. Gosh. I said that's what you might aspire to be. You don't like to go places.
It's true.
Yeah, so don't act like it. Hey, do you want to know what
WALL-E people?
Stop it. Do you want to know what I've been doing this week?
I mean, if you must.
I've been in Colorado.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Brandon went to Fort Worth to do a song swap at a brewery.
Fort Worth is great.
You went to Colorado.
Well, I did. We went to Colorado with Jeff's folks, and this is
Dave
a trip.
Engle and Deb Engle. Speaking of master sommeliers, Deb Engle. Deb knows vino.
She knows vino.
Dude, if you have ever met people that know culture and refinement more than the Engles, you let me know, because turquoise silversmith man.
Turquoise.
And the wine lady, she makes the best, appetizers with like the tomato, like the caprese salad, a crazy salad.
She has
So good.
the supplies and the ability at any given moment
She
to host an incredible cocktail party
I feel like
at any given moment.
Are you ready for a super bold statement, a very hot take?
Sure.
I think she could go toe to toe with Ina Garten. Barefoot Contessa. Yeah. Tag Ina
I
in
think
this.
so.
I feel like Deb Engle. You know what? No, I'm not going to say toe to toe. I think Deb Engle would thrash Ina Garten, embarrass her. I think Jeffrey Garten would say, Ina who? Ina who? It's Deb time, baby.
She's an amazing hostess, an amazing cook.
A debutante.
A debutante.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. I really hit the lottery there with my in-laws. And this is a trip that they take every year.
I hate how many delivery trucks come and go up and down this street because it's so loud in my ears.
Well, when you live in space in your hovercraft,
There's not a sound anywhere.
it's real quiet in space.
Other than the television shows that are playing on the screen right in front of my fat face.
And the slurp
I sit
of
here.
your cheeseburger shake.
The soundtrack of my life is the slurp of my cheeseburger shake. This is a
Podcast
pretty good title.
There it is. But so we went to Colorado, and this is a trip that my in-laws and my husband have taken for years. Jeff and his dad fly fish. And so
Again, very awesome activities. Why
Yeah.
is Dave so awesome? I suck. I need to be more like Dave.
Dave's pretty great. You don't suck. Dave's pretty great. So we go to Colorado.
You don't suck. Dave's pretty great is a really funny title too.
So we go to Colorado, and we typically stay right outside of this beautiful area in Lake.
Beautiful.
Yes, Lake City, Colorado. And we stayed there again this time in a condo, but I want to tell you about the new part of this trip that we did this year.
Okay.
We stayed in a home just outside of the Great Sand Dunes National Park,
Okay.
which I love a national park.
You do?
Do you know what I love about them? Their branding, because it's very Moonrise Kingdom.
Ooh, yeah.
It's very like, it takes a certain kind of person to work in a national park. And do you know when I took my college aptitude, my career test? Do you know?
Do I know when you did that?
No, listen. One of the careers on my recommended things.
Turn that mic towards you.
It is.
I think that it's not omnidirectional. It's
Like that?
Yeah. Did you hear how much louder you sounded right there?
Okay.
I like that better. The pantyhose
Sorry,
is
listeners.
askew. The pantyhose is slightly askew.
Okay. Is that better?
Oh, gosh.
Is that better?
I sorta. I mean, here we
Sorry,
are.
listeners.
What happened? Oh, God. Now the sound check is completely out the window. You were sound checking into the side of the
I
mic.
said probably.
Oh, gosh, you're so loud now. Hey,
I said probably.
what
You
happened?
just smacked.
I know I did. What happened on your aptitude test?
I'm going to move the mic. One of the careers on there was park ranger.
Are you serious? That's
I have no idea how it
Have
happened.
you met me?
I
have a-
like the outdoors.
Okay. Well,
I
the
love
outdoors.
'em.
The outdoors don't like you.
False.
You are the pastiest.
I
You
am
seem-
tasty, but that doesn't mean that
How-
the outdoors don't like me.
How do you do with mosquitoes?
Terribly.
Thank you.
Sunshine.
You are
terrible.
pasty and edible.
They
and-
do like me, but that doesn't mean. It just means I don't know what that means.
It means that you are uniquely suited to be a park ranger.
It is so
I
funny
feel like-
that was on my list.
I feel like park ranger is just one of the things that they'll just there's a bunch of them that actually apply and then they just need some filler and they're like, it's park ranger. I don't know.
This will make her feel good about herself.
This lady, this gal seems rough and tumble enough to handle herself in
I will
the
have
great
you know,
outdoors.
I thrive in the mountains.
How do you do with a kayak? Are you good with a kayak?
Yeah, I love a kayak.
You're so noodly. I don't know that you could paddle a kayak.
Can 100% paddle it. Brandon?
Could you? Can you?
Yes, you've seen me paddle a kayak. What are you talking about?
Have I seen you paddle a kayak?
I have video evidence.
I paddle kayaks all the time.
Listen, I love the mountains, and we've talked about this. Growing up, our family was a theme park family.
Yeah, not mountains.
No. I mean, no.
Space Mountain.
Space.
Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Mountain Railroad.
But we weren't we weren't particularly outdoorsy.
Other than like sports and things.
Well, totally, but we weren't like campers. You know, Jeff grew up camping in a tent.
Right. Kayak family.
Kayak family.
They're a kayak family. We are
And
not.
I feel that I have adapted well to that. I love being outside. I love the mountains. I love the accoutrement of camping.
Oh.
But do you know what I don't enjoy the most?
What?
Sleeping in a tent.
Well, that's camping.
I like every
quite literally.
other thing about it, but then I would like to sleep indoors. Another preference that I have
So you're not.
is having a bathroom connected.
Right. All of these things are camping. You are saying I love camping.
This is for you, Bill.
I
Bill
love
wanted
camping.
us to talk about this.
I love camping except for all of the things about camping. Now, I honestly think that I miss my calling in not being a park ranger because camping is my life. Camping is
Listen,
my life.
Park rangers sleep in a cabin. Their residences
That's
are
true.
more permanent, and I think I am well suited. I love everything about it. The only thing
Except the camping.
except the sleeping in a tent.
Sleeping is camping.
I love the fires.
If you don't-
I like the cooking outside.
Okay, here's
I like
my-
the exploring. I like the hiking. I like the fishing.
Right. Those are all the activities that you just described. Hiking is
Accoutrement. Did I or did I not use the word
You did.
accoutrement?
You did, but here's the thing. If you just hang out outside all day,
Yes.
and you hike and you make s'mores, you toast the mallows, you take a can of wolf chili and throw it right in the fire. You let it bubble. And
You make a hobo dinner out of a foil packet.
One time we were camping, Ted, Cody, and Jake and I, and we just threw a bunch of cans of Wolf brand chili right into the fire and then threw our hot dogs into the chili and cooked the hot dogs in the chili.
Beanie weenies.
It was sublime. Anyways, but if you hang out outside all day, you do all of the camping activities, and then you don't sleep, you didn't camp. You just hung out outside all day.
Not if you're staying away from your home.
This is egregious. If you don't
What if
complete
you
the
do
camp.
all those things,
If
but
you-
then
do-
you sleep
do
in
you-
a cabin?
do you know what
if
you
you
are?
sleep in a yurt?
Do you know? Well, you're yurting. You're not camping.
You're glamping.
It's true. It's very Coachella of you. But no. If you spend all day at a campsite,
Okay. Day camping.
day camping does not a camper make. If
The
you
Beatles had a song about it.
Gosh, this is what's difficult. If you leave camping before the sleeping, you're the weird kid who went to the sleepover and got scared and had to go home. You're the guy who calls his mom's like, no,
You really are.
Mom, I froed up. Mom, I peed.
Mom, I Froda.
Yeah, you're the kid. Mom, I froed up, and then mom has. Think about that. When I was a kid, and there was a couple times. Listeners, listen. I'm very brave, but
so brave.
I am so brave. In fact, that I stayed at many sleepovers, but.
All night.
There was the whole night through. There was a couple times though where I got to a sleepover and I was feeling a little uncomfortable. I wanted to be at home, and then I called Mom and Dad, and it wasn't Mom I froed up, but it was Mom. I would like to come home now, please, and I don't have the wherewithal or the capability for transportation
To come up with a good okay.
or to come up with a reason to stay. So I called, and then they came and picked me up, and then we went home. Very sweetly, Crendy, thank you. But now looking at it when I am an adult, if I took Ben to a sleepover and I got the Dad I froed up call and I was like nestled in for my evening, I would be so pissed. If I'm out of the house,
Deal with it.
if I have to be out of the house when the sun's down at all, I'm angry. But
Which is funny coming from a vampire.
it's true.
From a golem.
I'm a mystery wrapped in a riddle. I'm an enigma, a vampire who likes to remain at home
In bed.
during peak feeding hours. But yeah, just if he called and said, "Hey, come get me," I would do it and be nice about it. But I would be doing a lot of that, like Christmas Story dad. Fricka. Yeah, I would be
Bumpus.
that guy. I would be so pompous.
Bumpuses. So the best part about this trip, one of the best parts, the most memorable part, was when we stayed at the.
Okay.
I'm gesturing with my hands. I'm an expressive storyteller.
Which is a phenomenal way to go about it on an audio podcast.
That's right.
It's
Everybody is welcome
arms,
for
noodly arms akimbo.
Whatever, they're so jacked from so much kayaking.
Dude, you should pick up a side hustle at a car dealership as one of those wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
You know what? You'd be better at it because you're taller. You're noodlier.
Thank you. I'm not scared to try new things. I guarantee you, if an auto dealership put me out on the curb,
sales would increase.
I used to, when I was in the restaurant industry, we call those the lost years. I used to love going and standing on the corner.
Twirling a sign?
Twirling the sign. Pop in some earbuds.
Yeah. Did you dance?
Yeah.
That, you know what? When I see that, that makes me happy.
It's fun. You know who makes me sad are the ones right around tax season who get shuffled out there in the Statue of Liberty
or
outfit.
Uncle Sam.
And they're just waving.
They're not.
And they're not happy about it. No. Come on in. We'll do your taxes. It says Lady Liberty, but Lady Liberty is like a 45-year-old man who's just so angry to be out there holding a torch.
We want you to do your taxes in here.
Just who were the ad wizards that, like, who was sitting around in the meeting and was like, you know what? We're going to dress grown men like the Statue of Liberty.
Because you know who's getting this money? Uncle Sam.
Uh-huh.
So we stayed in this house near the Great Sand Dunes.
I love that you're doing a great job of pivoting back to the stories. I'm trying everything in my power to get you off of it because I am bored with it. But you can keep...
You're not going to be. Because I kept thinking of you
Is there a fight at the end and then people hug? Because that's the only way to rescue this story.
There's about to be in here if you don't let me finish my story.
Ew.
So we stayed in this house. And tell me if this is super disconcerting.
This is super disconcerting.
Okay. You show up at your Airbnb.
I love an Airbnb.
Yeah. Your VRB, your Verbo.
Verbo.
Yeah. You show up there. Yeah. You know who's waiting for you? The person who lives in that house. No, because now you've taken me out of the entire experience. Right?
I don't want to see your face.
No, I can't make myself at home here.
If you have pictures of your family in here,
get ready.
Face down. Face down. I don't want to see your kids.
I'm on vacation.
Here is the social contract you and I have. I'm going to enjoy your house, and then I'm going to strip the sheets, and that's it. I will fill the dishwasher, but I will not look at your children.
And I don't want to know your life story.
I don't.
So that's what happened.
I might sign the guest book. Maybe. If I'm feeling it.
Oh, yeah. I signed it.
Did you?
So we get there.
I can only imagine just the flowery nonsense.
But if you'll let me finish,
yes, please.
You'll understand why I left the floweriest note in the guest book. So we show up at this home, which is off the grid in Colorado. Took us a long time to get there from the main road.
Sure.
We were way back up in there by the sand dunes. We show up, and this woman is there to meet us. Her name is, I'm going to call her Mickey.
Mickey?
To protect her privacy. Because I know she listens.
Why did you come up?
She's off the grid.
She's off the grid listening to this trash.
Also, she's 84. So you know Mickey's listening.
Dude.
So... if you want to know what the name of this place is, I'll send it to you via DM. So we get there in Mickey's off-the-grid house. She is lovely, very eccentric. And it was like, not off-putting, but just like, I can't find the word here.
Terrible?
No, it wasn't terrible because she was so over the top kind. But what she wanted to do is tell us how the house worked. No, off the grid. Okay. So we have solar power.
Okay.
It had water, but no AC. It did have electricity because it was solar, but it was limited. We actually did lose power.
This trip sounds terrible.
It was very rustic.
This sounds awful.
And so here's the thing about Mickey. She gave us the tour, gave us a science lesson.
Okay.
The intro science lesson was like 30 minutes long.
See, I'm on vacation, Mickey.
No.
Back up, lady.
I know.
Lady.
And this home, She has poured her whole life into this home. The stories tell, like the walls tell the story of her life. And what a life she has led. So Mickey gives us the tour. It's like 30 to 45 minutes long.
It's like a timeshare presentation. It's like you have to
That's what
sit through
I
them.
said.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
what I said to Jeff.
Is it really?
Exactly what I said to Jeff.
Guys, we did not plan that. That's
didn't.
that right there. That's back and forth. That's tit for tat repartee, baby. That is just.
So
I'm giving her too much credit, I think.
after the presentation, Mickey is like, well, if you need anything, let me know. I'll be right up here.
I'll be sleeping in the bed you're sleeping in.
No, she has a little, she calls it her observatory, her observatory.
Which would indicate that she's observing you the entire time that you're staying in the Airbnb.
Maybe.
Voyeuristic, geriatric, octogenarian.
No.
Just in there watching you sleep.
She might have been.
Dude.
She slept in this little, it was like a little pot, kind of yurtish.
Yurt-esque.
This woman was spry for an 84-year-old. She was sprightly. So we invited her. She said,
Why are you hanging out with the
listen,
Airbnb? I would invite her to kindly leave, is what I would invite her to do.
So meanwhile, after she leaves, I tell the family, I'm like, I need to know more about Mickey. This woman has led a life. She has lived out here off the grid for the last 30 years. What is her story? She has a library in her home.
Library. It's pronounced library.
You would love it, Brandon.
Why?
Just wild books. Philosophy, religion, history. Just the walls are packed. And her life story is in photos and art and pictures. There's a Tahiti section.
She's got a Tahiti section.
She was born in Tahiti. There is a. I don't know what to say. I've taken up too much time.
Yes.
But what I want to do.
Mickey has taken up too much time.
I want to go back and I want to interview Mickey and I want to tell her life story. So she said, okay, quickly. She said, I'm going to give you your privacy, guys. I'm going to give you your privacy.
Are you?
And it took us a long time to settle in after the presentation. I'm not going to lie. It took us a while to feel at home there. But we made the mistake. She kept saying, come on out. If I hear you moving around on my roof, it'll make me so happy. She wanted us to come out on the observatory and view the beauty.
I hate this.
You would hate it. That's why I kept thinking of you.
This is my nightmare. Like literally staying in Mickey's house.
Okay, that is awfully dramatic.
There would be two stages of my life.
Okay.
Pre-Mickey and post-Mickey.
PM and PM.
Yeah. And which one, it just depends. If you see me with that 1,000-yard stare and just PTSD, it's because
of Mickey.
It's because of Mickey.
I think Mickey would have charmed her way into your heart because she said we were on the observatory roof and it was raining and she came out and we said, "Join us, Mickey." And she said, "I'm tired, but I would like to join you tomorrow."
You're making plans in advance with Mickey now.
And so we said, "Sure, come on over for a glass of wine." The next night she comes over for a glass of wine. The house is solar powered.
Angry drunk, I bet, Mickey. Angry drunk.
No. Delightful. And we were scared to turn on the lights because we had to conserve the power.
Sure.
We sat in the dark with Mickey. Dark.
No.
For hours.
This is how horror movies start.
And heard the life story. And it was amazing. But anyway, if anyone's curious about staying in Mickey's place and getting to know Mickey, DM and I'll give you the deets.
I am not. Here's the thing. It feels an awful lot like Mickey's a crazy person who just can't make friends. And so that's the only reason she has an Airbnb, because she's got a captive audience that she can just bend their ear for the entire evening. Are you kidding me? Mickey is a person who talks to people on flights. Like Mickey's
100%.
But not like talks to people on flights, like just like, oh, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. But like talks at them.
Oh, yeah.
When I get on a flight,
put those earbuds in.
I don't even go earbuds because I need a visual cue that I'm not here to talk to you. I go over ears and I look around. I scout the spot. I figure out where's the baby on the plane. And I figure out where's the talker, where's the traveling salesman who's going to tell me about his last quarter. I don't need that.
So you must be flying Southwest.
You choose
your own seat.
I'm a Salt Lick person. I fly Southwest, but
I love
I
Southwest.
do too. It's amazing. It's such a big cattle call.
You get to pick your own seat.
Have you ever been on a flight where a young couple, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to go on their first trip with baby, and they get on, and they've read somewhere on Etsy that it's okay to make a gift bag for people with earplugs and like treats and like a little card that says baby's first flight.
Sorry.
It's like, do you think that absolves you of bringing a screeching baby? This is air travel. This is sophistication. We are in a
It is the least sophisticated sphere of society.
we
these
are in a
days.
metal tube 30,000 feet in the sky going hundreds of miles an hour. And you
but-
expect a poppy-eared baby to be... you think that it somehow makes it okay that you gave me some sugary treats and earplugs?
Listen, are you telling me that you've never been on an airplane with Ben
Harumph.
when he?
I say harumph.
Have you been on a plane when your baby was pitching a fit and you
Yeah.
felt desperate?
But what you do is you just shove a salt lick in his mouth and he's fine.
No, that sounds like my strategy. I would save the big guns, and what those were those monster lollipops that we used to sell for drama class
Yeah.
in junior high to raise money for the
Gosh,
production.
dude, those things were massive.
So big. That's what I would purchase for each of the small children.
Yeah, because you're not getting through that thing on a
no.
flight. That's literally hours of entertainment.
Well, it bought us about 10
Oh
minutes.
gosh, just freaking
Brutal.
crazy maw kid just yarp,
No,
Just here,
I'm
I'm
not
over
saying
here.
because of that they lost interest.
pacifying my baby with a salt lick. The Brandon
Podcast.
Birdwell story.
And that just might be the title right there.
Golly, but no, it's So I just listen. Listeners, hey, I'm gonna get real close to the mic because I think it's important that you know this. If you're ever on a flight with me and you bring a baby, if you bring a baby on a flight with me,
And see, I don't, you know what I do? I give grace.
okay,
Because
dude,
babies cry.
Someone let the pastor out of the pen.
It's what.
Here she comes.
Someone let the
Here
pastor
she
out of the
comes.
pen.
Podcast pulpit. Here
okay.
she comes.
No, listen, I have to bring this up because my friend Erin,
Oh, I saw her yesterday. She's so nice.
She
I haven't
came to
seen
church
her
yesterday.
for years.
she's a big supporter of the podcast.
She's-
one of our first reviewers.
She's very sweet. And if I remember correctly, was one of your friends that was actually tolerant of me and didn't hate me, maybe, I feel like. Because Heather Borson, I don't know that Heather liked me. When
One
we
of
were
my
kids.
besties.
She
She loved you.
I think Heather's great. Back to Aaron. So I'm not trying to.
No.
Heather is not going to upstage Aaron's day. God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's actually a routine Brandon was doing yesterday with Heather in the corridors
Just
of the church.
reliving her days on Broadway. Reliving her days on Broadway, staying
The
at Liza's,
Broadway.
gathering round the baby grand at Liza's and singing Rodgers and Hammerstein till the sun comes up. Meeting at Sardi's for corned beef
She
and
probably did that.
musings.
So Aaron said, Brandon is always like giving you such a hard time for being a pastor. Does he hate the church? And I said, Aaron, Brandon plays in the worship band.
Yeah, I was there playing in the worship band. And do you want to know what she said to me when she saw me?
What?
I was dressed to the nines, guys, in my jorts, my Sunday jorts, and
They have a huge strip hanging from them.
as Matt Tony calls them, my auxiliary jeans, which is hilarious.
Matt
to
Tony
me.
is the worship pastor at our church.
Yeah,
Amazing musician.
So I got off stage.
Stage.
I came down off stage.
Which yesterday was funny because you were up there. Brandon was drumming yesterday. And you were up
thumping
there.
the tubs.
Thumping the tubs.
Thumping the tubs. Jamming for the lamb. Thumping the tubs.
Jamming for the lamb. Yes. Sounds like righteous
And the praise and
gemstones.
the praise and worship band
Yes.
is either called I vacillate between the California Praisins
Which is great. That's the original, the OG.
or gluten-free communion.
It's so good.
Okay, so I was up there on
Our worship
stage.
team is super fun, you guys.
I was on stage.
On stage. And Brandon...
Talk more about me.
Okay. And I was in the front row, and Brandon was making eye contact with me, and he was like, this is mid song.
Mid. It was mid.
It was totally mid. And he was like trying to tell me something and like
Producer
gesturing.
like that. Producer like the use of mid right there.
Well, it's one that he told us to use.
We're very hip, guys.
So up on all the
Slang galore. Okay,
We're
back to me.
We
Back
are
to,
in sicko mode.
oh gosh, goblin mode. Get a.
Is that a thing that people say?
Yeah, for sure. We're cowabunga on this. Hey,
Radical.
I still use radical. Okay, back to me on stage. More
So
about
you
me.
were like making all these motions and whatever, and I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because we use ear things, tracks.
Go on. We use ear things.
tracks.
Very technical.
Earbuds
Ear candy. Ear
on the thing.
ear sounds.
And you had them in, and there was a problem with them. I didn't know what it was. And then when there was a break in the music, kind of, you told Heather, our friend who was singing in front of you.
God,
and
I hope I get it. I hope I get it.
5, 6, 7, 8. And she,
Plie. I don't know.
yeah, tendu. She came off the stage and like had to. So what was happening was,
And she told Mary Bev.
who's our pastor, and that's not her name.
It's Meredith.
We're protecting her privacy.
Well, not anymore. Just put it out there.
Told Meredith. So Meredith went back to the soundboard. But what was happening is you had an entirely different
Yeah.
playlist.
There was a different song playing in my ears. I was trying so hard to not ruin everything, trying not to
You
derail gluten-free communion. But anyways, I got off stage, guys, after really just
Crushing it.
thumping the tubs, and I came down and I saw Aaron. And I was like, oh my gosh. And yes, my jorts do have a big strip ripped out of them. I got a sewing kit at Walgreens recently, and I sewed my back pocket back on, and now I'm going to sew the strip together.
The classiest statement ever.
Yeah, well.
My jorts have a big strip hanging off them, so I bought a sewing kit at Walgreens.
Listen, I could have gone to the CVS, but I went to the Walgreens
And I was
instead.
barefoot in there.
And I bought one thing at Walgreens, and then barefoot. I had the Walgreens foot, which is a slightly classier than Walmart foot.
It isn't.
Isn't
People
it crazy
are sick in there.
that you can buy one sewing kit at Walgreens and your receipt is still 7 miles long? Like, why are CVS and Walgreens receipts so long?
It's the coupons.
It is wasting papier. Okay, so I got off stage, guys, in my just tarnished, tattered jorts. I walk over to Erin and I say, oh, hey. And you know what the first thing she says is, glad to see you dressed up for church. And I said, nice to see you too,
Aaron.
Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly just because I'm rocking these milky white thighs and these tattered jorts, baby. Don't be jelly.
Aaron is one of the funniest people
it got
I've
me.
ever known in my life.
It was a wonderful first thing to hear after not seeing a person for
20
literal
years.
decades. Pretty funny.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. Glad to see you dressed up for the podcast. Imagining that you're
He isn't.
in a smoking jacket.
Well, he's wearing his tight Panther shirt.
I am. It's
It's not tight.
It's wearing me. Listen, guys. I am, after the weekend in Fort Worth, eating like just a Waffle House person, eating horribly. I am back to being shaped like every mom in a Pixar movie. I am dump trucking all over the
It's
place.
my favorite comparison. I'm shaped like every mom in a Pixar
Because
movie.
it's true.
It really is true.
it's
Tiny waist.
Tiny waist, bottom heavy. Dude, and they go weird with it. It's like, why?
Even Elastigirl.
Yeah, well, even Elastigirl. And she's stretchy.
She's stretchy.
But a biscuit tin. They got her all tossed up. All tossed up. What are you doing? What are you doing with Elastigirl? Meanwhile, Mr. Incredible is all upper body.
Yeah.
Right? You put them
Tiny
together,
little
you've got
waist.
one huge person.
And straight legs.
Straight screwdriver feet. They're like, it looks like he doesn't leave footprints anywhere he goes. They're tiny. Meanwhile, Elastigirl, tossed up, baby. Tossed up.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Anyway, but that's how I feel right now. I feel like Elastigirl at the Mazzio's buffet. I feel like Andy's mom after a Chinese food bender. I feel like one of the people from WALL-E. That's what I feel like.
And back to that.
A lot of people have said to me, Brandon, they've said, Brandon, your podcast is like therapy for me. It helps me through the day. It's the best part of my week. And I'm glad that you guys get that out of it, because I come here to get told that I'm a disgusting piece of human garbage. I am body shamed from the minute I hit record to the minute I hit the space bar after saying bite.
This sounds like a you problem.
Yeah?
Because that is not what I said.
Did you say a huge problem? Brandon, you're suffering from what we call a huge problem. You, sir, need to get out of your hovercraft.
Quit it. Okay, I'm going to hand you this computer.
Okay, the one that's not buzzing.
That's right. And I want you to read our 2 top reviews for the week.
Listen, good job bringing us back to that. Because I feel like last episode, guys, we took so long to get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast because we were just ranting and raving about the reviews, and Orbit Sweetman Gum sponsor us, Orbit, we need it. Hey, but now we pushed it to the end of the podcast. So you hang around and you get the reward. The juice is worth the squeeze. And so we're going to read a couple of these reviews. 2 reviews, and I'm going to do them fast.
These guys won the Orbit Sweetman Challenge this week.
A golf cart just drove by outside. And there's a lot of people in this neighborhood with golf carts going around the neighborhood.
It's not a golf course.
Not a golf course in sight. Mm-mm. There's not a golf course in sight. And you know what just driving a golf cart around the neighborhood is a precursor to? Wally people. It's walk somewhere, guys. You don't need the golf cart. Actually, I'm only saying that out of jealousy because I really want a golf cart. I don't have one. Sponsor us, golf cart company. Who makes it?
Sponsor us, golf carts.
Easy Cart. Wheelie Deluxe. Buzzy broom brooms. Come give us golf carts. Give us golf carts full of gum. First review says, Jam Forever. Reference to Ashley's Child's very successful company. These two, that's us. These 2, what a delight. A word that I like a lot, actually.
Me
delight.
too.
Because if something's like, if it's good or cool or cowabunga, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's a delight.
Yeah. I try to use it as often as possible.
Ooh-wee. Like turn on delight.
Yeah.
Hey, Mickey, turn on delight, because I don't want to sit in the dark with you, you weird,
and hear your life
weird
story,
lady.
Mickey.
Don't talk. You haven't come up for air, Mickey.
Do you know what? I think Mickey would have won your heart. I really do.
I don't think she would have.
She was very charming.
I've only heard tale of this woman,
She
and
was
I
a
don't
character.
care for. Yeah, well. If there's one thing that I need in my life is more weird backwoodsy characters to talk at me, literally to talk into my face. Okay, Jam Forever. These 2, what a delight. If you're looking for witty, lighthearted, hilarious sibling banter, this is your show. Sit back, grab a kolache, solid callback, enjoy.
And see, I can't be 100%, but I do believe this is my dear friend.
Dear friend.
Jenny. Who has been one of our top supporters. Jenny. And her son is part of Jam Enterprises. And you know what Jenny also is?
So really, she's just plugging her own son's stuff is what she's doing.
She's
cool.
trying to get
Jenny,
free publicity.
Hey, Jenny, don't come onto my podcast and plug your kids' stuff, okay? Okay? I don't do that. I don't come to where you're podcasting and start talking about Ben's new salt lamp company, okay?
Jenny's actually the person who got me into podcasts originally. She is my go-to podcast person.
Oh, yeah. And she listens to us.
Yeah, she does.
Maybe you need a new go-to podcast person.
Jenny, you have incredible taste in podcasts.
You have incredible taste in podcasts. Now, don't you ever hijack my airwaves again. Don't you ever do it. I'm talking to you now, okay? I'm talking at you. I'm talking at you Mickey style.
Okay, so Jenny, Orbit Sweetman, coming your way?
Coming your way.
Okay, next one.
Next review. My Arrow. It says, My Arrow. Y'all, first off, love the use of a y'all.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, where Lindsay's family's from, do you know what they say? They don't say y'all. Do you know what they say?
Use guys.
They say yuns.
Oh.
It started out as Ewans, and it evolved to yuns.
Yuns.
They got lazier than Ewans. They decided to embrace the contraction. My Arrow. Yuns need to give this podcast a listen. If you want unedited, it's true.
It's very true.
Raw, it's true. Sibling banter, but also the raw. We're so raw, y'all. Yuns, we're raw. We talk about the pee-pee and the poo-poo, you guys. God, I hope I get it. Y'all need to give this podcast a listen if you want unedited, raw sibling banter, but also, all caps, super professional quality. Favorite part of this review. This is the pod for you. What's the shipping rate for one stick of Orbit Sweet Mint gum to Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Yes. And okay, so I'm not positive who this is, but it might be my friend Anna from Study Abroad in London.
It might be, or it might be our friend Jonathan.
I think it might be Jonathan. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Who has also been...
It probably isn't Anna. She doesn't even listen to this thing. But
Jonathan's
that's right.
Been
he is
our
Louisiana.
biggest fan from the get-go.
Let me tell you something, Jonathan. Talking to you now. Thank you for not plugging anybody else's stuff. We need to focus all of our energy on Orbit Sweet Mint, guys. We need to really harangue them into
We've
giving
been
us stuff.
trying.
Golly.
You guys have been trying. Those of you who win the Orbit Sweet Mint Challenge, take a picture of it and tag them.
Tag them. But I went to New Orleans recently and spent some time there. And Jonathan, lovely. I'm saying that you're like the ambassador for Louisiana
Yes.
apparently at this point. So I just want to let you know that I appreciate it. And yesterday I did a seafood boil for Sunday because I just can't shake that NOLA favor. Delicious. Can't shake it. Jazz. Hey, so there's those reviews. Thank you so much for those guys. You're amazing. We appreciate it very much.
Orbit Sweet Mint coming your way, except if you live in Louisiana, because there's postage.
All right, so
What are you watching, reading, or listening to?
we started Severance
Oh, yes.
with Adam Scott,
Yes.
directed by Ben Stiller.
Yes.
How about that? A little darkness coming from the Still Man, the Stillmeister. He's shades of his directorial turn in The Cable Guy, little
Yes,
darkness. But no, it's really, really good. It makes me feel bad. I come away from it feeling like, bleh. It's not.
You know, I watched...
It's good, though.
It is good, but I felt the same, and I have not returned to it after
Yeah.
episode 1.
You're a very emotional person.
Yeah, no, we've talked about that. Continue.
Why don't you cry about it? Listening to... I've been listening to, when you came in today, we'll just use that one, a band called the Greyhounds out of Austin, Texas. They were actually introduced to me by Chris Weiser, dear friend Chris Weiser,
friend.
Grammy winner Chris Weiser.
Grammy
and
winner.
and I was just listening to them. Nice little kind of like funky
Yeah.
business. Whenever we were going to go see them, I didn't know anything about them, and I asked, what their deal was, and all Weiser said was, much funk. That's all he said, much funk. And you know what?
He was right.
It's true. I haven't started reading anything new, so we're just going to pass that one along. But what are you listening to, watching, or reading?
So right before I came here, actually, I have not had the opportunity nor the wherewithal to sit down and read an epic historical fiction novel in years because of seminary.
Sure.
I just didn't have it in me. But I finished seminary last winter.
God College.
God College, which is what Brandon deemed it, which is what it will be called henceforth. And so I finished a book
There's a golf cart.
by...
Literally, there goes another golf cart. It's a different golf cart with 2 different children on it.
You guys gonna go hit the links?
No, they're not.
There's no links.
They're not. They're going home to eat Hot Pockets. They're going home to eat Totino's Pizza Rolls and play Sega Genesis.
What a weird thing. That actually sounds like a lovely evening.
It was killer summer day. Go to the pool all day, swim, get a nice little sunburn, lay a base. Get a nice sunburn, eat some Nestle Crunches, maybe have like a club sandwich.
Oof, at the pool?
At the pool.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then go home for Sega Genesis, Hot Pockets, Totino's Pizza Rolls, and Mountain Dew Code Red.
Maybe some Nick at Night.
Crystal Pepsi. Ooh, TGIF. You would watch TGIF or SNCC when they had Are You Afraid of the Dark? Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I give you the tale of the farty plumber. And then they throw the stuff in the fire.
That was so good. Look at you remembering.
Listen,
We're going to have to do an episode on that.
I don't have a memory for anything worthwhile, but I could tell you some Are You Afraid of the Darks?
Okay, so I finished this novel today, and I just plowed through this thing. It was called The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna.
Sounds awesome.
Took place in the Alaskan wilderness. Not a book that I would have been drawn to originally, but you know who told me about it? Crindy. And Crindy has great taste in historical fiction
Crindy
novels.
is a voracious reader.
She is.
I think her love of reading has given us our appreciation for reading.
I do too. Oh, thanks for that.
Thanks for that, Crindy.
So do you know a movie that I watched yesterday? I know we're running out of time too, but have you seen Don't Look Up?
Yes, loved it.
Loved
Loved it. It got a little heavy-handed.
Sure.
But for what it was trying to
It wasn't
accomplish,
wrong.
No, it was not wrong. I'll tell you what.
A commentary on our times.
That Leo DiCaprio.
Ugh.
He's
How much do we love him?
so much.
Love.
So much. He's wonderful.
He was great in that.
And he got mauled by a bear in that one movie.
Sure did.
The Remnant.
That's it.
The Leonardo DiCaprio. So, a classic, The Remnant, where he fights a grizzly bear and loses.
Back to Grizzlies.
Badly. Yes, always back to Grizzlies.
We don't have a Crindy reviews this time.
We don't. I talked to her yesterday, and she goes, my review was stupid. I hated
She
it.
said that to me, and I said, no.
Oh, Mom, Crindy, your review was good.
It was so, you're so good. We'll give you gum.
We'll give you gum, Mom.
She did give a review for episode 7 via text. She said, just listened. I laughed out loud and neatly drove into a ditch.
Is she Canadian? I laughed out loud.
And neatly drove into a ditch.
Yeah, I responded, I'm glad you did it neatly.
I know. I think she was texting while driving or using Siri.
Oh, don't. Crindy will use a Siri, and it always comes through. You know what?
I love it.
Any movie reviews from now on from Crindy are required to be sent via Siri.
Okay, we'll tell her.
Yeah, that's a rule.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. I think that's fantastic.
Requirement. Okay, warm heart, quick.
Mine are always so lame.
They're great.
Just getting to play again, music with friends. It's time with friends and music with friends.
Okay, don't downplay that because that's very.
I'll
warm.
downplay whatever I want to downplay.
My warm heart is. Oh, he just looked at the salt lamp, you guys. No lie. Mine is the vacation with the family. Just a beautiful time, in creation. That's
All right,
it.
guys, thanks so much for listening. And that's just, guys, she hijacked this whole episode between the Jam Enterprises plugging that. Anyways, guys, hey, give us a follow online, social media, all that good stuff. Write us a review. We'll give you gum. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.